We are traveling today from LA all the way to Miami, Florida, and we are so excited. It is going to take us 4 trains and 8 days. We're going to take you along with us on this journey. We're starting out here in Burbank, and we're catching the Coast Starlight all the way up to Emeryville. That's the plan for day 1, so hop aboard with us. We've reserved a roomette for this ride up to Emeryville, and we've been on this train one time before, had a roomette, and it was on the east-facing side of the train. So we're hoping today to be on the west-facing side of the train, which is the better side because you can see the water the whole way up. So wish us luck. We'll see you in a few minutes which one we got.
On board before?
We have, yes.
Okay, so you know where room 7 is?
7, yes. So on that side?
It is on, yes, it is on room 7.
Okay. Thank you.
7, you said?
Room 7.
Thank you. Train pulled in, and it only stays at the Burbank station for 1 minute, so we made a mad dash to the sleeping car, got all our bags on, and we did get a room facing west, so we will be able to see the water in a little bit. It's not out there yet, but in a few minutes we'll be pulling up to the ocean.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you have a 12:30 reservation, please wait to wait for the dial to sound. Please wait to be seated. Once again, 12:30 reservations, please wait to wait to dial and please wait to be seated. Thank you.
Good there?
Yeah, I think that's good. All right, we wanted to give you a little tour of our roomette here on the Coast Starlight. This is a superliner, which means that the ceiling is going to be a little bit shorter than on a viewliner, and there's a few other things in the roomette. There is no toilet in the room. The toilet would be shared outside in the hall. So we're both sitting here on the same side on the seat and both enjoying the view because we have a beautiful view of the ocean out there. So we both wanted to be able to enjoy that. On the other side, there is an equal seat to the one that we're on. So that's about the size of it. It'll fit 2 people if you want. Definitely not more than 2 people though. And they both slide down to make the bottom bunk, which is what you usually sleep on. Is that right?
Yes, I usually sleep on the lower.
And how is that for you to sleep down there?
It's good. It's comfortable. And I think for me, as far as, you know, claustrophobia, it's got a little bit more headroom than you've got upstairs in your penthouse.
I'd say a lot of more headroom. Yeah, the top bunk, there's only 22 inches of headroom once it's laid down, so you'll see that when I pull it down here in a second, that it can be a little tight up there. And also, this one is 28 inches wide, and that one is not quite as wide. So let's go and see what the top looks like real quick for later tonight. And yeah, we have the mattresses up there still. But you can kind of get an idea of what it's going to be like. For me up there, there is no window up on this top bunk, but this will be Allie's mattress. It'll go down here and form her bed down there. So let me pull this back up. We are only taking this to Emeryville today because there was a wildfire and it burned the bridges north of Sacramento, so you actually can't take this train all the way to Seattle right now. You would have to get off and take it as a bus, which we definitely did not want to do. So we're getting off in Emeryville and we're getting on the California Zephyr. But a lot of people want to always know what we paid for this or how much it costs, and so I'll give you that info right now. We did this in points actually, right?
We did. We got a lot of points stored up.
Yeah, we got a lot of points set up. And so this cost us 10,150 points. Amtrak points, which you earn by taking rides, or you can earn it through their credit card or whatever. So we paid that. That's about equivalent to $280. And that's, I think, what it was when we booked it. Now, I did see just a couple days ago, I went to see how full the train was, and I went on their system. And the prices have gone up pretty much dramatically. I was looking to see how much it would be to go to a bedroom or a family bedroom to see if they still had them available if we wanted to upgrade, and the prices had gone way up. I think the business class was actually the same as we paid for the roomette, which we got a long time ago. So book this early and you're going to save a lot of money. And even if you're not going the whole way or going to stay overnight, it can be worth it to think about a roomette because you do get the traditional dining included with that. Right. And otherwise you're going to be eating in the cafe.
Yeah, and the other thing is it's such a long ride that you want to be comfortable too. So like we're riding from LA to Emeryville, it's going to take us all day. Yeah. So we do get our 2 meals included with that, which is great.
Yeah, we're going to get in after dark, about after 10 o'clock. So, but for now, we do have this beautiful view out the window of the Pacific Ocean, and we just passed by Channel Islands National Park.
Guy way up there taking pictures. There's some people inside that van. They haven't gotten out yet. Yeah, there's nobody out here.
I'm down in the bay of the train as we pass by the ocean. This is where you will get on and off the train, also where you'll store your luggage if you did not check it. Now we got on in Burbank and there was no place to check the luggage, so our bags are sitting right here. Those are our bags, and they'll be there all the way to San Francisco, and they're fine there. There really isn't extra room to put them in the roomette, so I just recommend putting your bags there if you can't check them at a major station, and they'll be fine just there the whole trip. Just pulled into San Luis Obispo, so I'm gonna hop off the train real quick. We have a fresh air break here for 7 minutes, so I'm gonna get out and take a quick look around.
All right, we've jumped off here in San Jose. This is our last break to stretch our legs here before we get into Emeryville. So we're just hanging out here. Just so you guys know, this is a smoke break, but this particular platform here in San Jose is no smoking, which is interesting. So you have to actually go out to the parking lot to smoke if you want to do that. So just so you're aware if you are a smoker, but otherwise, you're welcome here on the platform. Walk around, stretch your legs before you get into your destination. All right, we just pulled in here to Emeryville. We are now headed over to the hotel. There's buses here waiting for people who are going to be going onward, but we are headed to the hotel to sleep.
That's it. Day one is in the books. We made it to Emeryville. We're staying here at the Sonesta Hotel, walked over from the station, and in the morning we get up, we walk back, and we get on board the California Zephyr at 9 a.m. and we're heading to Chicago.
All right, we are on day 2 of this journey, and we are in Emeryville, California, and we are hopping on the California Zephyr, guys. We just walked over from the Sonesta Hotel where we stayed last night, and we are ready for some gorgeous views on the California Zephyr. So guys, this is our first time riding from west to east. So we're looking forward to some great views, I believe on day 2. So this first day, we're just gonna be hanging out, reading some books, and just having some fun.
Look at all the things we have. Yeah, it has an extra wide angle, but left you can have the extra.
I'm hanging out in one of the best places on the train, the observation car, open to coach and sleeper car passengers. There's tables and chairs where you can sit together.
Okay, so on the Zephyr, our first meal is going to be lunch as we took off from Emeryville. So Rob and I both chose a hamburger, and this is a really nice looking burger. It comes with Terra chips, coleslaw, which I've had before, and it is quite tasty. And then they put the lettuce and tomato, and sometimes they add onions to it, and that's on the side. And if you know me, you know I love carrot cake, so that's obviously what I chose for my dessert. Now, Rob wanted the flourless chocolate torte, which we are having trouble tracking down, but this looks absolutely delicious as a replacement chocolate lava cake. You cannot go wrong with that. And Rob got the same thing as I did. He got the burger as well. But we are excited to eat here in the room. Normally we eat in the dining car. We thought, why not watch the scenery and enjoy our lunch right here in our roomette. so we finally tracked down one of the newly painted trains. Look at how cool that looks behind me. Give you guys a little better look here.
We made the slow ascent up to 7,000 feet to Donner Pass and Donner Lake, and this was of course the area made famous in the 1800s by the Donner Party, who got trapped up here by a snowstorm, and the scenery is just breathtaking, so we'll take a look at that. We are now following the Truckee River through California as we approach Reno, and it is beautiful. There's all kinds of people tubing and enjoying the river as we go by on the train.
So our dining car attendant just came by to take our dinner reservation, and she realized, which I hadn't realized, that we have a whole half a car to ourselves. So we're downstairs, and the people that are supposed to be in the family room did not get on, and the people that are supposed to be across the hall from us did not get on, and then the two rooms directly behind us are also both empty. So aside from those in the accessible room at the other end of the car, we're the only other people down here. So we basically have 3 bathrooms and a shower to ourselves.
To the dining car now. Please wait at the door to be seated. Once again, dining car, call in 5:30 reservation time. Only for...
So we just chatted with the engineers, and they told us we're not actually using this new locomotive. We're actually transporting it out east from the West Coast, and it's going to Delaware, where they're going to actually finish the paint job on it. So it's kind of cool to be able to bring this along with us as we go from Emeryville all the way to Chicago.
We are riding through northern Nevada, and it's a pretty desolate area. There's salt flats and little shrubs, and that's about it. We have seen a few cars, right?
Yes, there seems to be like there's one car. It seems kind of lonely out here if you're driving. I don't know where they would stop. There's nowhere to stop. It's just the road, the desert, the salt flats.
I think we are near Elko, or getting near Elko, and the next big stop is going to be Salt Lake City in the middle of the night.
Okay, just woke up in Utah, I believe. At least from what I'm seeing out the window, looks like Utah. And gonna go get some breakfast and then hop in the shower and get cleaned up and get ready for the day. Okay, all refreshed and ready to go. Today is actually the prettiest part of this ride, as we're going to be stopping in Glenwood Canyon. Now, there's not a ton of stops on this side of the journey on the California Zephyr from Emeryville to Glenwood Springs. There's not a ton of fresh air breaks where you can hop off the train and, you know, get some fresh air, stretch your legs, or smokers smoking, that kind of stuff. So if you have, you know, the need to get off, it's a little bit more challenging on this part of it, but it's nice to be able to get out and get some fresh air. We're headed towards Glenwood Canyon right now. And we're gonna get off there and get some fresh air, walk around a little bit. It's always a nice refreshing area to step off of the train, and then we're gonna go grab some lunch, and then we'll continue on the journey.
We are in Glenwood Springs, and there are tons of people getting on the train here because this is it. This is the best stretch of railroad in the United States, from here to Denver, so everybody wants to see that. We're excited. we're gonna go inside, make sure our cameras and our batteries are all charged up to capture this magnificent view.
It's basically here to slow down the Colorado River. It's basically there to keep the erosion from tearing the highway apart and tearing these tracks apart. So basically this dam just has some blocks in between and it slows down the Colorado River. Now this dam, if you see the sign off to the right, it says the Grand River. So this dam was actually built before the Colorado had its name. The Colorado River used to be known as the Grand River. So that dam was actually built, basically I think it was 1913, I believe, 1913, and they finished it in 1916. So it's been there for quite a while. It's still up and running, still slows down the river, does its job. It also does divert water up to those peaches, all that peach trees. That's where that water goes up to keep the Palisade peaches going. Now here in just a second, folks, we're going to go through Beaver Tail Tunnel, the first tunnel we've gone through since leaving Grand Junction.
Okay, we are trying out 2 new dishes to us on the traditional dining menu, and this is the artisan grilled cheese. So there is some turkey in here and 2 different kinds of cheeses and bacon as well. And then it comes with some Terra chips and some coleslaw, which I've had the coleslaw before and that's really good, and we've had the chips before. I did try to order this once before, but there was a problem loading them onto the train on our previous ride, so I didn't get to have it before. I ended up having a kid's grilled cheese, and I kind of mishmashed my own with some vegetables, and that was really good. But now I'm gonna get to try this one, and I'm excited because I really like turkey breast. And then Rob has got the Caesar salad, and you have the option of adding the pan roasted chicken to it, and it comes with a roll on the side. So this looks like basically a traditional Caesar salad that you would expect just about anywhere else. And then you've got the chicken on there if you want a little bit of protein. But I'm gonna go ahead and try this. Just as I expected. It's good. And it's got that nice, you know, mix of taste between the turkey and the bacon. So we're stopped here in Winter Park, Colorado. It's a very short break. We only have 4 minutes here, but just wanted to point out that this is the highest elevation Amtrak station, which is kind of cool.
Stay in the car that you are presently in. Thank you.
Okay, conductor just came on and told us we are in the Moffett Tunnel. So I got this bright light on me because it's pitch dark inside the tunnel. It's going to take us about 12 minutes to go from end to end, and it's right after, we're going from west to east, so it's right after the Winter Park stop. And he did also tell us to avoid having exhaust fumes coming into the train, not because they're harmful, but because they stink. They ask us to stay in whatever car that we're in and not to open either end of the doors, so everybody stays put until we get through to the other side of the tunnel.
I went ahead and did the conductor challenge on this train, which is to find 5 animals along the route and take a picture with your phone. Went up there and submitted them to the conductor and got a prize, which was this railroad spike from the California Zephyr line. So that is really pretty cool. And I don't know what I'm going to do with it or where I'm going to put it. That's the next riddle I have to solve. Or to pack it. Or I may just end up giving it to someone who's going home, which is more likely.
Folks, now as we come out of the Lower Gore Canyon, we come into the Azure Valley. Now this Azure Valley, the Azure Valley Pump House, there's a big camping spot here too. This is the main spot where all the rafting guides will bring you in and drop you in off your rafts, and then you can raft as far as you want all the way down the Colorado River. But this is the spot, the main spot, the Azure Valley. That's where all the rafting guides put you in. All right, folks, now we are now now in the Upper Gore Canyon, where the Colorado River drops about 700 feet below us. Now this is a Class 5 whitewater rapid canyon. You won't see any rafting coming through here. It's just a little too much. We do see kayakers every so often that decide to brave it out, but it's a little too much for the rafting. Especially during the runoff, folks. It may not look like much down there today, but when the runoff comes, it's something coming through this little canyon. Now folks, some of the scenery here may look a little familiar to you if you've seen the movie Under Siege 2, Dark Territories with Steven Seagal. That movie was filmed up and down through this canyon. Under Siege 2, Dark Territories with Steven Seagal.
Quick stop here in Omaha, Nebraska, and it's time to talk some numbers. So we paid $1,028 for this roomette for all the way from Emeryville to Chicago. And it was originally $1,200 and something dollars, but we did have a companion coupon that we put on there to make it a little bit cheaper. So that was a good deal. If you're wondering how you get those, you can get them through like having the credit card or through having enough points and miles to get status. Now we did get this same exact trip last summer for $560 on the buy one get one free sale. If you want details on that, we have a link to that on our website. That'll be in the description, how that buy one get one free sale works. Didn't have that going right now though, so we paid just a little over $1,000 for this room. All right, we are stopped here in Omaha still, and as you can see behind me, there is some engine work going on. And interestingly, we've been, one of the engines is down, but we are being towed by a BNSF engine. And ironically, we are also towing the brand new Amtrak engine. So it's about the most eclectic group of locomotives you'll find on a train anywhere. We're still not really sure what is going to happen. We've been here. They've been working on this for a few hours, and we're not sure if this could turn into a bus situation or they're going to get it fixed. We're still hoping they're going to get it fixed and get us back on the road to Chicago tonight sometime. And good thing is staff's been treating us well, and we're optimistic we'll be going soon.
We made it.
All right, they just called all aboard, so we're about to get back on. So since our train is about 9 hours late, we're going to be on for one more meal, and that is dinner tonight. And they had a different menu. We've been doing traditional dining all the last couple days, and today they said we had a lot of new choices. We're not really sure why there were new choices, but there are. So we have the beef stew, which is what I got. There was also a mac and cheese and a couple other things, a chili, and just some pasta with chicken. So, and Allie went ahead and got the chili with a bunch of toppings, and they had a roll, and then we got some drinks, and they also had some desserts. And he just said they found some extra desserts, so we're not even sure what these are. So this is a mystery opening for all of us.
Ooh,
and
cheesecake.
It's cheesecake. Hey, door number one, cheesecake.
And I'm guessing that's chocolate because it says Choco.
Let's see, this is also not on the menu. I don't know where they get this from, but you won't find it on any Amtrak menu that we've seen. It is a chocolate lava cake. Ooh. So there you have it. Somehow we were late, out of a little bit of food, but we came up with all new meal choices, and it looks really, really good. So we're gonna go ahead and eat right now. We have made it to beautiful Ottumwa, Iowa. And you might be able to tell from the sky, it is sunset time. Sun is setting behind me. even though we were supposed to be in Chicago in the afternoon. So we're around about 9 hours behind. Tip for you for this, if this is your first time going to be riding on one of these trains, is don't plan anything the day of arrival. So don't plan any type of flight or big transfer you need to make, because there's a decent chance you could be a little bit late. So Amtrak staff has been treating us really, really well on board, even through these delays. And we've just really enjoyed the ride, because we are not scheduled to leave Chicago for 2 more days. We've learned our lesson in the past: don't make a tight connection. So we've just been enjoying the extra time and having a good time on board. Fed us a couple extra meals, and it's been great. Next stop will be in Chicago. It's going to be probably after midnight and really dark, so we're going to sign off here from Iowa. It has been a great trip. Thanks for coming along with us. And we did a whole trip on Route 66 last year, but we never made it to the start, so we rounded this sign up here in Chicago. This is the official start of Route 66, and we're excited to see it and see some other things too. Got a Chicago dog here in Chicago. I didn't get everything on it though, because I just wanted mustard. So this is one of the things you need to eat when you're in Chicago, along with some pizza from Gino's East or Giordano's, and some Italian beef, preferably from Al's. The obligatory Chicago skyline pictures are being taken right now.
All right, we are at Cloud Gate, known as the Bean here in Chicago. It almost, from this angle, which is my favorite angle to take a picture, it almost looks like it's like a snow globe. It's really cool, but this is my favorite angle of all the angles to take a picture here at the Bean. But this is one of the most iconic places to take a super touristy picture, but how can you resist?
All right, it is day, well, I've forgotten what day it is, but we are heading from Chicago to Washington, D.C. today on the Capitol Limited in a Viewliner Roomette, and we're excited to see what D.C. has to offer us, so about ready to hop aboard.
All right, guys, so we are on the Capitol Limited, which means we have gone back to the flexible dining. So this is our first flexible dining meal since they brought back the traditional dining. So this is our first meal back from traditional dining switch. So I did get the shrimp Creole here, and the chef left the label on there for some reason. And then Rob, of course, dun dun dun, got the pasta and meatballs. Shocking. And then we've got our salads and our rolls, and I got my adult beverage, and I like the blondie brownie and Rob likes the regular brownie, so we got one of each of those. So we're excited to gobble up this food, and we're having it here in our room. We'll come back with some more info for you later. All right, you know what time it is. It is time for a room tour. Now, before I do that, we are on a Superliner 2, but this is an unusual car in that this is what was called a transitional car or a transition car, and it would normally house half staff, half passengers. But today, it's all passengers. Now, this particular car has no bedrooms in it. It does have a family bedroom downstairs, and it has all regular rooms up here. No, I'm sorry, it doesn't have a family bedroom downstairs. It's literally just all roomettes. And the bathrooms are unusual as well, which Rob will give you a tour of later. But I think it's interesting. It does have a lot of the same features in the actual roomette itself. So let's talk about those first. First off, you do have all of your regular functions here with your music control, which actually controls the announcements that are being made overhead. You get your reading light here. And then you get your ceiling light that you can turn on and off overhead, as well as all the way off, or you can do just a night light if you just want a tiny bit of light like at night so that the person above doesn't fall down when they're coming down at night. And then there's also the push to call for your attendant. And then, so the seats that Rob and I are sitting in here are going to turn into my bed in just a little bit because I usually sleep, well, let's not lie, I always sleep on the bottom bunk, and Rob graciously sleeps on the top bunk, which we have named now the penthouse. And then these are the steps here that he goes up, and normally at night I will move this bag to underneath the bed so that he can have easy access to these steps without having to worry about stumbling over my bag in the night. So this bag won't be here at night once we have it all set up. This will be out of the way. And then the other thing that I like is, let me show you here, is the closet. So this closet space here is an open closet space. Normally in a Viewliner or in a Superliner 1, this would be closed. So there would actually be a wall right here kind of blocking this whole area. So this would all be blocked off right here. But you've got something to hang your clothing here, and there are some hangers that they give you. There's some cubbies up above right there. And then in here, what I like is that you can actually push stuff down in here and access them while you're sitting here in the car. And then Rob's big bag sits here. It's totally out of the way, but easy to access if he wants to get to it. It doesn't actually fit inside the closet if we have the closet. So it kind of feels like it's useless if you are in a Superliner 1 to have that enclosed closet space, because you can't really store anything in there. It's about this wide. So there's really not a lot you could put in there other than maybe like your shoes. So that's kind of the tour here of the level down below. Before I hand the camera off to Rob and he goes up to show you his penthouse, I'm also going to show you here, you do get a reading light here as well. This is a temperature control. Now guys, here's the thing, is that this goes from cooler to normal to warmer, okay? So we have it turned all the way to cooler, so the coolest temperature. It really isn't supposed to change the temperature in your room that much. Just know that if you turn it to cooler, it's going to be a little bit cooler. If you turn it to warmer, it's going to be a little bit warmer. So don't think that you're going to turn it to cooler and it's gonna be like a meat locker, and don't think that you can turn it to warmer and you're gonna be in, you know, like a sauna. This is just a very slight variation in temperature difference for you, so don't think that's gonna make big difference. It's gonna be a very tiny difference, so don't sweat it. If you change it and you're like, I don't feel anything, you're probably not gonna feel anything. The other thing is remember guys, that there is only one outlet in the room, okay? So this is my handy dandy BFF that I always travel with. It's a USB box here. It has 2. I do have one also that does 4, but I really like this one because, I don't know, I just really like it. But you plug that in here. Now notice this kind of juts out, so it kind of sticks out here as opposed to being flush like in the Superliner 1. It is flush up against there. So this is nice. Stick it in there. I can charge 2 things at once, usually both of our phones. But let's go upstairs. Rob's going to give you a tour of his penthouse.
Okay, so first thing that I noticed when I'm up here is that this air conditioning is really cold. And the reason it's cold is because this is open all the way. So if I want to make that a little bit warmer, I can take this little lever and pull it towards me. That basically shuts off the vent, but there's still some air getting out. And that's actually a way more of an air control than the knob down below. Use this if you want less air, and just know that it's a lot colder up top than on the bottom. A couple other features of this top area is you have this bag. It's like a huge net that goes the length of your bunk, and you can stick, right now there's blankets up in here, but by tonight I'll have put any snacks or anything like that, water, and then this is for like your phone or your glasses. It's kind of like just a pouch you can have, so that's really nice. You know, one thing that I have found is that you do, like I said below, you do want to be laying this way, so figure out which way you want to lay, because it is pretty hard to turn around in here. You only have about 22-23 inches of headspace, so you can't really get up. And if you want to get down this way, you just have to kind of scoot and then just kind of swing your legs over. So there's not a lot much else going on up here. You don't have any windows. You do have one hook, and these 2 cubbies, I like to take these washcloths out and store whatever I want in there. So that's about it from up here. I'm going to try to see just how hard it would be to turn around in one of these, because this is a little bit shorter than usual. So let's see if I can get turned around. Yeah, actually I did it. Ow, my foot got caught in the net though. But see, now my head's here, so how am I gonna get down? There's no way. You literally can't get down this way. You'd have to, nope, it's not gonna work.
Still bring your legs around.
Yeah, you gotta go in head first and out feet first. And now I'm turned around again, so I'm gonna have to return around in order to get back down. Okay, so this is the only time I've ever seen this on any Amtrak train. And it is a bathroom and a shower in one. So I'm standing in the shower right now, as you can see. And it has a little knob there for you. And this part swivels. And I'm in the shower, but we also have a toilet. So normally you have a shower and you have just like a little dressing room. And this is on the upper floor. So I've never seen a shower on the upper floor. And there's also a shower on the lower floor too in this car. So that's pretty cool. But this is actually the same sized bathroom that there normally is in a Superliner, just with the shower attached. And that's actually good because it gives you a little more width here when you're using the bathroom. But just the normal things that you usually have, sink with water that you gotta hold down like that. And that one's not working. So just cold water today maybe. And changing table, bars for all this. So yeah, pretty unique bathroom. Never seen one like this before, so that's exciting.
Okay, so the Capitol Limited is supposed to have an observation car, but we did not have one on this train. What we did have was a combination of a dining car and a cafe car. So it looks kind of like the cafe car on one half, and it looks like the dining car on the other half, and it's actually just one attendant is tending to both sides. So we always get questions about how much we paid for our fares on Amtrak, and we actually used points this time around. We got on in Chicago and we're getting off in DC, so terminus to terminus, and we used 16,000 points to do that. Guys, if you want to learn more about how to accumulate points and how to use points and get free rides like we do, make sure you guys head over to the website groundedlifetravel.com and check it out. We'll give you all the information on there.
Wait a minute.
So that's a wrap on the Capitol Limited. We arrived here in Washington, D.C. in this beautiful Union Station. We're headed to walk over to our hotel, and we'll be ready to explore the streets. All right, so one of our favorite stops always is the Lincoln Memorial, so we're gonna bring you guys over here, and then we're gonna walk up the reflection pool and go check out the World War II Museum also.
Okay, so I found the state of Michigan, which is where I was born. I think that is probably the best state. Allie's probably going to tell you otherwise. when she finds hers, we'll see what she has to say.
Well, don't let Rob fool you, but I think New York, my birthplace, should be at the top of the list. Drop a note down below in the comments what state you think is the best state. Alright guys, so another great reason why you should stay near Union Station is because you can hop on the circulator bus, which you just saw us get on. There was actually nobody on it when we got on it. We were the first people on. It's free to ride, and it goes all the way up and down and around the mall area. It takes you to all the stops. We got on at stop number 1, which is at Union Station, and then we got off here at the Jefferson Memorial. We've been to DC tons of times. This is actually our first time stopping over here at the Washington Memorial. It's usually under construction, which it still is, but we're here to check it out. We're gonna bring you guys with us to see it also for the first time with us, and let's take a look around.
Waking up in Washington, D.C. This is day 8 of our 9-day trip, and I wanted to show you a little bit of this hotel we're in. It is the Phoenix Park Hotel. Totally recommend this one when you get to D.C. on Amtrak, because this is the closest hotel to Union Station, which is where you're going to want to stay. And we love this hotel. They gave us a corner room. They actually gave us a late checkout. We were able to check out at 2 p.m. So our train down to Florida today doesn't start till it leaves at 7:24 p.m. So that's pretty late. We have to sit at Union Station all day. Now we do have Roomette today, so we're gonna go over to the Club Acela, check that out, hang out there for a few hours before the train starts. But yeah, Phoenix Park Hotel. We've had a lot of fun in DC here, and now we're ready to head to Florida.
You have one of my scars.
Sorry?
Get 2 pillows. You got 2 pillows up there. I'm still running.
We are on the Silver Meteor leaving DC and going down to Florida at the first stop here of Alexandria, and so excited because we are in a Viewliner 2 Roomette, and it's our first time in a Viewliner 2 Roomette, so this is all new to us. What do you think so far, Allie?
Oh my goodness, so excited. I could tell as soon as we stepped onto the train that we were on a different type of car with the wood paneling, and just the hallways look completely different. So I'm really, really excited. There are a lot of differences, but I'll keep all of those to myself until I do the room tour. Okay guys, so I'm going to show you the differences here. We are in that Viewliner 2, as we mentioned earlier, and I want to point out a few of the differences and give you a quick tour here of our room. We are in room 6 on the Silver Meteor. So let's take a look here. First off, you got these lights here. So you get this area light. It's a little bit, see that, brighter than the other one, and you still have that reading light right here on the bottom, so that's really nice right there. And then you still have your sink area. You have your mirror, hello, right here, but you've got your sink area, which I'll show you in a second. You get 2 outlets here, and then you have a light that turns on here at the mirror as well. Now when the sink is open, you're going to see this light turn on here. There's cups right here for you, so see the light comes on, that's a warning to Rob up above to not come down here, or he's going to put his foot in the sink. So you use that, and it's actually, notice there's no drain in here. It's actually because it drains back into this area here. So one of the things that you'll notice in this one is that there is no toilet in the room. Now let me move these bags here and show you this. So normally in the Viewliner 1, you'll see a toilet right here. There is not one in here. There's actually one in the hallway that we all share, or several in the hallway that we all share. But this is actually a great, nice steps here for the person above, which is Rob in this case, to come on down. The other thing I like about the Viewliner is this storage area up here for luggage. You don't have to worry about shoving them underneath the seats, which you still have room to do that if you have a lot of bags. So if you're in a Viewliner, you get this nice space up above, and it's easy to access, again, with these steps to get up there. And then let me show you the lock here on the door. So you have a ceiling light here, switch there, and also a night light one here. So that gives you the lights to the room and night light should Rob want it. He's not going to have to crawl underneath the bed to get to it like he would normally have to do. And then there's a lock here that actually flips, and on the outside there's a keyhole which the attendant actually uses to open the door if there is an emergency. Now there's a nice big trash can right here. You just pull that right out. That's a huge trash can, honestly. And then there's this big area right here. Look at this. I have my big carry-on bag there, but look at this space. It is amazing. It's great, and it's actually comfortable. You can use this as an armrest, nice and comfy. There's my carry water bottle. You've got 2 more outlets here, so as you count, that's 4 outlets. That's amazing. You've got control of the air conditioning down here, this vent here. I'll show you another place where you can control it as well. And then we've got ceiling light and night light here control as well. You can turn the overhead speaker system off so you don't have to hear announcements in your room. You can hear them from out in the hall. You push here for your attendant. Nice and easy, and again you have the area light and the reading light on this side as well. Now Rob's panel here for up above, he's also got his own push to call the attendant button, reading light for him up above, and he can control his air more or less, just kind of like car vents you would have there. And then up here he's got this cool little mesh pocket that he'll have from up above, and he'll show you upstairs in just a second. But let me show you this other spot here, right by the window, by the other arm. You're gonna find this other vent. You can open or close it here. Tons of air coming out. And then the tray table in this Viewliner 2 is insane. Look at this, guys. This is not tilted. If you've ever been on a Roomette, it is not tilted. You will not have to hold this up with your knee. You will be one happy camper, just like we are. So let's send this camera upstairs with Rob and show you what it's like up there.
All right, checking out the bathroom here on the Viewliner 2. And if it looks familiar to you, that's because it is almost exactly the same as the Superliner 1 bathroom, which is our favorite bathroom. So this is probably now going to be the favorite bathroom. And the reason is that the sink has a lot more space than the Superliner 2. So the Viewliner has definitely got more space here, and the water kind of stays on after you take your hand away. Whereas on some of the other ones, if you take your hand off, it'll stop. So it's kind of hard to brush your teeth and stuff like that. Also, this toilet area is angled, so it gives you a lot more room. The other ones can be pretty tight and just hard to use, especially on a train. You got a mirror here behind me. You've got some bars here to hold on to, and overall this is probably one of the best bathrooms you could get. So there is a shower right across the hall. We'll go check that out now as well. And the shower room, like the bathroom, is an upgraded version of the Superliner 1, so you'll notice a lot of similarities here with a few minor changes. One of those changes is that right over here there's a used towel vent, so it's like a chute. So never seen that before, and a lot of the other ones you just keep throwing on the floor. They try to hang a bag, but people miss it, and that doesn't really work real well. There's a little rack here which you can use for towels, and a big mirror with a light under it, so that's good. There's a bar here to hang on to, which I just had to use because we're kind of rocking around right here. But this is really tall, so look how, you know, this is a tall car. So one of the taller showers you'll find, but it does have all the amenities, shelves, and a seat. It's very, very big. This is probably the most spacious shower room I've ever been in on Amtrak, so I think this is going to be great. Generally they provide you with some soap and stuff down here too. Definitely have towels, washcloths, you don't have to bring that, use a chute afterwards, but this is a great shower. A lot of times we get asked if the showers are busy, if there's a line, if there's a time limit. There's never a line for the shower, there's never a time limit. You come down here and you probably won't find anyone else using it, so definitely plan to use a shower. This is a great one here on the Viewliner too.
All right, so in case you are wondering, we boarded the train at we took off at 7:24 p.m. Eastern time from Washington, D.C. And one of the things we were wondering if we were going to get dinner, and the answer is yes. Just a few minutes after we boarded, our attendant came by and took our order, and it is flexible dining plan. You can eat in your room or in the dining car. We chose to eat in our room tonight so we can enjoy some of the views here comfortably in our room while we were having dinner, so we decided to eat dinner here. And so I have chosen the vegan dish, which is the enchiladas. Doesn't that look really good? I'm excited to eat that. And then I did get a salad with mine. Now you do get an alcoholic beverage as well. So I got some wine, and they give you the little plastic wine glass. And well, only one person ordered alcoholic beverages, but we got two, so let's not discuss that right now. If you see me in person, ask me why we have to, and I'll tell you in person. Next is that we did get our brownies, and I always like to get the blondie, and Rob likes the regular with the Peruvian chocolate brownie. Rob got the shrimp and sausage andouille or Creole dish, and it comes with the rice, which is really nice, and the sausage has a little bit of spice to it, which is lovely. And he is going to also share his shrimp with me, right? Yes. Yeah. All right, so let's dig in. It sounds like we're arriving at the next station, so we're gonna dig in while they board the next crew.
All right, that is it. 9 days. We made it to Orlando from California. We had a great experience, great trip. Hope you enjoyed coming along with us.